Clean language is like the WD-40 of change, or that's one person's definition anyway. I like to think of it as a method of DIY brain imaging, a way of turning on the lights in a person's inner world so that they and you can see what's really going on. Clean language was originally devised by a chap called David Grove, who unfortunately died a couple of years ago, and then it was modelled out, so it was systematised with the help of two of my friends, Tompkins and James Lawley. And it works by using the metaphors that underpin someone's thinking. Basically, we think in metaphor at a very profound level. And you can read more about this in the world of cognitive linguistics. And because we think in metaphor, we talk in metaphor. And what David devised in the form of clean language was a way of using metaphor to really understand what people were thinking. Now, as David used it, it was a standalone method of change, because what he discovered was that when you help someone to really investigate the metaphors that underpin their thinking, those metaphors will change. Of their own accord, the person doesn't have to put work into making them change. And those changes can have a very, very profound effect on the person. Now, David was using the approach in terms of very deep trauma. He was working with Vietnam veterans and so forth. But the same methodology can also be used in coaching, in consulting, in counselling, in a whole bunch of different contexts. And because David's approach used the metaphors that underpinned people's thinking, it really provokes profound change in lots of different contexts. The other thing that's interesting about clean language is that the model, particularly Penny and James's model of it, appears on the face of it to be incredibly simple. It's sort of boiled down to 9 or 12, depending how you look at it, questions which you use, and you only use those when you're doing pure clean language. And as a result, it becomes possible to model out different aspects of change processes and to generalize at quite a high level. So you get methodologies coming out of clean language like Lynn Cooper's 5-minute coach model, or Penny and James's framework for change, which don't exploit this metaphorical aspect so much, but simply say, well, this is what can happen when you just use the questions, because they're perfectly ordinary questions. There's nothing particularly revolutionary about the questions. The point is how they're used. In future videos, I'll explain more about that.